Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we're tackling a topic that's been on my mind a lot lately, especially with how quickly the world of work is changing. Leadership, what does it even mean to be a good leader in 2024?
Oh, Shifi, that's such a loaded question, isn't it? I feel like the definition just keeps evolving. It's not just about managing tasks or barking orders anymore, is it? It's so much more nuanced, more human.
Exactly. I remember when I first started my career, leadership was very much a top down command and control model. The boss was the boss, and you just followed. But now, if you try that, people are out the door faster than you can say team meeting.
Seriously, it's like people want to be led, not just managed. They want to be inspired, to feel a sense of purpose and belonging. And that really shifts the kind of skills you need to cultivate as a leader. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think essential leadership skill?
For me, it has to be communication. And not just speaking clearly, but active listening. How many times have you been in a meeting where the leader is just talking at everyone, not actually hearing what's being said back?
Oh, too many to count. It's frustrating because you know there's valuable input being missed. Good communication, I think, also involves being incredibly clear about expectations. People often underperform not because they're incapable, but because they're unclear on what success looks like.
That's so true. Ambiguity is the enemy of productivity. And a good leader doesn't just delegate and disappear. They check in, provide feedback, and create channels for two-way communication. It's about building trust, isn't it?
Absolutely, trust is foundational. And to build trust, you need empathy. This is another massive one for me, understanding where your team members are coming from, what challenges they might be facing, both professionally and sometimes personally. It makes a huge difference.
Empathy is crucial. I mean, we're all human, right? We have lives outside of work. A leader who recognizes that, who can offer support or flexibility when needed, creates a much more loyal and engaged team. It's not about being soft, it's about being smart and understanding human nature.
Totally. And I think empathy also ties into fostering psychological safety. When people feel safe to speak up, to make mistakes and learn from them without fear of reprimand, that's when real innovation happens. That's when you get true engagement, not just compliance.
Psychological safety, that's a big one. It's often overlooked but incredibly powerful. When people are walking on eggshells, they're not contributing their best. So we've got communication, empathy. What about something more tangible like decision making?
Oh, absolutely. Leaders are constantly faced with decisions, big and small. And it's not just about making the right decision every time, which, let's be honest, is impossible, but about making timely decisions, often with incomplete information, and then owning those decisions.
Right. Indecision can be far more damaging than making a suboptimal decision sometimes. A team needs direction. Even if a decision isn't perfect, a clear path allows everyone to move forward and adjust if necessary. It's about momentum.
And communicating the why behind the decision, even if people don't agree with the decision, understanding the rationale can help them get on board. It shows respect for their intelligence and helps them connect the dots.
Which circles back to communication, right? These skills aren't isolated, they're all interconnected. So, if we're talking about decision making, another skill that comes to mind is delegation. Many leaders struggle with this, especially if they were previously individual contributors who excelled at doing things themselves.
Oh my goodness, the classic I can do it faster myself trap. I've fallen into that one more times than I care to admit. But the truth is, if you don't delegate, you stunt your team's growth. And you burn yourself out. It's not sustainable.
It's so true. Delegation isn't just about offloading tasks, it's about empowering your team, giving them opportunities to develop new skills, and showing them you trust them. It's an investment in their development and the team's capacity.
And it requires a certain level of vulnerability from the leader too, doesn't it? To let go of control, to accept that someone else might do it differently, or even make a mistake. But that's how people learn and grow.
Absolutely. It's a leap of faith, but a necessary one for building a high performing team. What about when things get tough? Because they always do, right? So, resilience, I think, is a massive leadership skill.
Oh, definitely. Leading through uncertainty, through crises, through setbacks, that's when true leadership shines. It's about maintaining a steady hand, a positive outlook, and a clear vision, even when everything around you feels chaotic.
And not just showing resilience yourself, but fostering it in your team. How do you help them bounce back from a project failure or a tough client interaction? It's about creating an environment where learning from failure is encouraged, not punished.
Yeah, exactly. It's about framing challenges as opportunities for growth, not just roadblocks. And speaking of growth, I think a great leader is also a great developer of people. They see potential and help others unlock it.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's not just about what the team can do for you, but what you can do for the team in terms of their career trajectory, their skills, their confidence. A truly exceptional leader leaves a trail of other leaders behind them.
Yes, the best leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. It's about mentorship, coaching, providing opportunities for stretch assignments, and celebrating small wins along the way.
It's a continuous cycle of development. And that brings us to, I think, a meta skill: self awareness. A leader needs to know their own strengths, weaknesses, biases, and how they impact their team. You can't lead effectively if you don't understand yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Self awareness feeds into everything else we've talked about. If you're not aware of your communication style, you can't improve it. If you're not aware of your own biases, you can't truly be empathetic. It's the foundation for personal growth, which then impacts your leadership.
And the humility to know you don't have all the answers, to ask for help, to admit when you're wrong, to learn from your team, that's a sign of strength, not weakness.
It really is. The hero leader who tries to do everything and know everything is a relic of the past. Modern leadership is collaborative, open, and values diverse perspectives. It's about building a collective brain, not just relying on one.
So, to recap, we've got communication, empathy, effective decision making, delegation, resilience, developing others, and self awareness. That's quite a toolkit, isn't it?
It is, and it sounds like a lot, but the good news is these are all skills that can be learnt and honed. It's a journey, not a destination. Nobody wakes up one day and suddenly has perfected all of these.
That's such an important point. Leadership development is ongoing. It requires continuous learning, seeking feedback, and being open to adapting. The best leaders are perpetual students.
Totally agree. And it's not just for people in formal leadership roles either. These are skills that benefit anyone, whether you're leading a project, mentoring a colleague, or just trying to navigate your own career path effectively.
Absolutely. Everyone can be a leader in some capacity. So if you're listening, pick one or two of these skills that resonate with you and start working on them. Even small improvements can make a big difference.
That's fantastic advice, Shifi. It really feels like we've only just scratched the surface, but it's a great jumping off point for anyone looking to step up their leadership game.
Indeed. Thank you, Jane, for this incredibly insightful conversation. And thank you all for tuning in to Leading the Way. We hope this discussion helps you on your own leadership journey.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Keep leading with purpose, and we'll catch you next time.